Good evening, everyone. Welcome. My name is David Blankenhorn. I'm the president of the Institute for American Values. Welcome to the conversation. We have a real treat, a real great topic, a great evening. Welcome. Come in, have a seat. So fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be fun. It's my honor to introduce Kimberly Burroughs, who's an attorney with the law firm of Schiff Hardin. And I really want to thank the folks at Schiff Hardin for helping to make this possible. It's been wonderful. Thank you for your leadership in making tonight possible. I've had a chance to know and work with Kim for the last several years in connection with becoming a good friend and colleague of Justice Sears. And so it is Kim's honor to introduce Justice Sears, and then we'll begin our program.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here this evening. Today, we're going to, here at the Center for Public Conversation at the Institute for American Values, engage in a conversation around a very controversial but very relevant and trending topic today. Like David said, I'm Kimberly Burroughs. I'm an attorney based in Atlanta, and I'm delighted to welcome everyone here to tonight's program. First, my role here is to introduce why we are here. We're here to discuss Professor Ralph Richard Banks' new book. It's based on his social science research on the study of particularly African American women, the professional women in this country, and the epidemic singlehood, if you will, of women who are not married but nonetheless are educated and a very large part of our African American population. His book is entitled "Is Marriage for White People?" And in his book, he looks at the intimate lives of these African American women and examines why they're not married and also why they're the least likely to get married. And through tonight's evening, you're going to hear from Professor Banks personally why he chose to write on this topic, but more importantly, what this research indicates as to the marriage culture in America, specifically and more particularly in the African American community. Now, before introducing our speakers, I'd like to briefly explain what is the Center for Public Conversation. Many of you may be here for the first time tonight. Frequently, the Institute for American Values, hosts discussions such as tonight around trending and current topics, such as the one we're going to engage in this evening. Not every conversation is the same, and not every format will be alike. But the overall goal here is to seek to improve the civility and seriousness of our national conversation, particularly on topics related to marriage and families, generosity and thrift, and also the engagement with the U.S. engagement with the Arab and Muslim world. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Professor Richard Ralph Banks. He currently is a teacher, a professor at Stanford Law in California. That's where he's taught since 1998, and he teaches and writes there about family law, race, and equality. Professor Banks is Stanford educated himself, having received his degrees from Stanford University and ultimately his law degree from Harvard University. And to facilitate tonight's discussion will be Justice Leah Sears. She's the retired Chief Justice of the Georgia Supreme Court. She's the first woman and the youngest person ever to serve on that court. And she's also the first Black Chief Justice ever to serve in the state's highest court in this country.
Black woman.
First Black woman, excuse me. Retired from the Supreme Court in July 2009 after 24 years of distinguished service in the state's entire judiciary. Justice Sears re-entered private practice at Schiff Hardin, the firm that I also practice. And there she leads the national appellate team. At the Institute for American Values, she's also a board member and serves as the William Thomas Sears Distinguished Fellow in Family